Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And happy May, everybody.
Happy May.
It was just Cinco de Mayo.
Are we really actually in May already?
Yeah, 5 months into 2025 is crazy.
That is actually really crazy to be almost halfway through. I don't even want to think about it.
No. What? That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually insane.
I know.
May is really busy for me, honestly.
Right.
I'm going to a music festival this weekend.
Ooh, who you
Start May out right. Who am I not going to see is the question. Most excited for Pitbull.
Oh my God.
Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide.
Are you going to go bald?
I am.
Really?
Yeah. Bald caps are secure.
She's going bald.
Check out my Instagram for some pictures later.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's crazy is that I do have a third bald cap. So if you happen to find your way there, you could also be bald at Pitbull.
I mean, maybe.
If anybody is out there, I will have already seen Pitbull. But just know I did have an imaginary third cap for you.
I love that.
But for real, I do. It only came in a 3-pack.
Oh, well, yeah.
So. It'll be exciting. But no, I'm not wearing the bald cap all day because it's a music festival. It's all weekend. So I'm going to have to be there all day. And Pitbull is the headliner for that day. Yeah. So I'm not going to be wearing the bald cap all day. But I am going to put it on before his set.
So, okay. So you're going to do it while you're there. That seems stressful to, try to put on a bald cap.
Okay, well, I don't want to, flex on you guys, but I am VIP, so there's, special bathrooms.
Okay.
So.
You got the special,
I got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, that's the plan. There will be pictures. Go check them out.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. I'm going to try to TikTok, too, because, that's just funny.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. I think it just actually hit me that I'm going to see Pitbull on Saturday.
Yeah.
Wild. But also, I'm excited for Lola Young.
Okay.
And I'm too messy.
Yeah. I know that song.
Love. And Gigi Perez. Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay.
And Alex Warren. You know who that is.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to see if Cover's there. We'll see. I heard she presses the confetti button, so.
Oh, there's confetti. Love it.
Usually, yeah. So, update next week, I suppose, on that.
Update next week. I don't have anything super fun like that to share with
Yes,
everyone,
we do.
You know?
Well, we already shared it, but we are going to see a musical.
Yeah, we are going to see a musical.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I'm really excited about that.
And you know what's crazy?
Oh, what?
The disrespect of that theater to bring one of my favorite musicals the next day after we're
God,
and I was like,
really? Wait, what musical?
Why would they do that? 6, the musical?
I don't know that one. What's it about?
It's about King Henry's 6 wives that he killed.
Okay.
So it's the 6 wives coming back from the dead to tell their stories.
Oh wow.
It's a good.
And it's just really called good. 6, huh?
6 the musical, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But now I done spent all the money I have to my name, so I'm gonna have to just see it next time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I only knew, I could have.
I know.
It's okay.
Well, they just announced it yesterday, and I was like, why?
Oh.
Why would they do that?
Weird.
I know. Whatever. But we do have an update for you guys. We did go see Sinners.
Oh yeah, we did.
It was so good.
I forgot. We said go see the movie and come back and we're gonna review for you.
Yes.
So.
I did not forget.
Okay.
I thought it was so good. Oh my goodness.
Too. Honestly, I forget what my rating was in the car. Maybe I didn't even say one. I would say 8.5.
Yeah, I said 8.8.
Yeah.
I know that's specific, but maybe even 9. It was really good.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about it, so I honestly might have bumped it up to a 9. It was so good.
Maybe a 9.
And it was so packed in there, honey. It was sold out. And I just love seeing movies that are sold out like that because the people are so funny. I don't know. It was just, and that movie was hilarious too.
It really was.
So go see it if you haven't. I mean, honestly, who hasn't at this point?
Yeah.
But if you haven't, this is your sign. It's really good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
we have something to do before we get into our stories.
Oh, we do. Yeah, for sure.
We have tarot card of the week. We gotta get into.
I am so excited to see what it is today.
Second time we're gonna do this.
Yes, it is.
I'll give you the booklet.
Thanks. Yeah, again, if you don't know, we are gonna, read a tarot card reading and it's going to tell us how our week's going to go. And we are like, new, tarot readers. So we are going to look at the book. So one day, I promise you, I will know all of these cards. I really will. No, I will. Fun fact about me, I have been, for the past couple years, creating my own tarot deck. And I'm almost done. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to really, really learn. I have a whole book. So
yeah.
Exciting.
And I've had these for years at this point. I have not. See, I always said that I was going to learn, but have not. Honestly, by doing this, so we can learn.
Exactly.
All right. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The Two of Pentacles reversed.
Okay.
We got a reversed one this time.
Yeah, if you're watching the video, you can see. Okay. Two of Pentacles reversed.
Yes.
Okay, guys. This week, we are feeling irresponsible, neglectful, disorganized, and unpredictability.
Oh, no.
I mean, I honestly don't like necessarily vibe, right? Think that that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, irresponsible, that sounds fun. Disorganized, me, always.
See, you said you're going to a festival. That is kind of all.
I feel like I will be all of this. It is going to be unpredictable. I will probably be irresponsible. No, I'm kidding. I'm always responsible. But I'll definitely be disorganized, no doubt about it.
Right.
I feel like it fits. Right. So, Two of Pentacles. Love it. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, yeah, here's this.
Listen.
Love it. And also, those cards are just so gorgeous. If you are not listening, if you're not watching the video, go see them because they are beautiful. Beautiful. But yes, if you don't know, we have a video podcast now. You can watch it on YouTube and Spotify. But you can also just listen everywhere else if you want to.
Yes.
And also, if you don't mind, be sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please, I beg.
Please, I beg.
Just kidding, I don't beg, but please.
Yeah.
Maybe. But Savannah, if you want to get into your story this week.
Okay, so this week I have like a myth I would categorize.
Okay. Mythbuster alert.
I know. I kind of dove deep into a satire conspiracy theory.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously, once I get into it, you'll see how this is so obviously...
Vroom, vroom. Play Vroom, Vroom by Charlie XCX.
What was that?
Sorry, there was just a logging truck outside.
You'll see how this is obviously, not real. But, maybe you'll believe it. I don't know. But anyway.
Knowing me, I might.
This is a conspiracy theory that, certain places don't exist in the world.
Oh, okay.
And what started this deep dive is a Reddit thread I found about Idaho not existing as a state.
Okay. Guys, some of you guys came for me for not knowing the Midwest states. I am still sorry. I'm trying to learn. I am. I work every day.
Well, now.
But
you're like, I've never even heard about it.
No, that's not what I'm going to say, guys. I know for a fact that Idaho exists. I've seen it with my eyes.
You've been there?
I flew over and I seen it with my eyes. So, unless they have a hologram of Idaho, which I don't think they do.
I don't know. Let me get into the theory.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, so, all right. I found this Reddit thread and it kind of went down a little rabbit hole. All right, so the Reddit thread, it was created in 2018 and it was titled, "Does Idaho Exist?"
Valid question, I guess.
The post reads I have a theory of Idaho. I don't think it exists. I don't know anyone who's ever lived in Idaho. I've never been to Idaho. I don't know anyone who's ever been there, and I don't know anyone who's ever lived there.
Okay, right. Well, that could mean a lot of places in the world don't exist then. But
exactly.
Continue.
So, okay. Taking this, let's take a step back because these same questions have been said about, statements have been said about another conspiracy, the Bielefield conspiracy. This theory, conspiracy theory, started in Bielefield, Germany.
Oh.
And it's been sort of like a running joke, actually, within the city and just like online. It was first posted in 1994.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, okay, and this is why I said questions first. I kind of got messed up on what my notes were. But the 3 questions that it asks, right, is do you know anyone from Bielefield? Have you ever been to Bielefield? And do you know anybody who has ever been to Bielefield?
Okay, I see.
So, and then the person said the same thing about Idaho. Like, I've never done any of that. So.
Makes sense. I wonder what's up with Bill. You know what? I won't even try to say it because I can't.
Bielefield. That's how I'm pretty sure you say it.
I mean, it's German.
It's German. We're not German.
No.
But anyway. So, you know, a majority of people in the world are most likely going to say no to all of those questions, right?
Exactly.
Because I've never even heard of this place.
No. So, in fact, I don't believe it exists. Right. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't come for me.
So anybody who can answer yes to actually like any of the questions or claim that like any other knowledge about Bielefield is disregarded as being in on the conspiracy. So like if you've ever been there or you know someone who's been there, then like okay, you're in on it. Like obviously it doesn't exist, so how would you have been there? You know?
I mean, you're so right.
So
now we're all
in joke, I guess. So you're part of the conspiracy. Like you're either in on it or you're brainwashed into thinking that it's a real place.
Makes sense. Well, now you're all all of our hands are dirty now.
Yeah, and then this has bled into like other places too. So I think this might be one of the first ones, you know, where people are like, this place doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But then I guess Idaho is one of those places.
This is so funny.
Another part of that Reddit post that I was talking about, you know, of course, like I was saying, they asked the questions, do you know anybody from Idaho? Do you know anybody who knows anybody from Idaho? And, you know, that stuff. But then also, apparently, according to... okay, let me back up. This person has like a whole website, like a web page that's like a big article on like this whole like conspiracy theory. And he calls it the state of Idaho, like in quotations, the state in quotations. The Case for Open Debate by Alan Lustiger. And he says, according to the 1990 census, there are over 1 million people living in Idaho. But if there's so many Idahoers, then where are they?
They're in Idaho.
I know.
Maybe.
But if you've never met someone from Idaho, like, where are they? Like, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. No, you're right.
They don't travel outside their state? I guess not.
I guess not.
And more proof that doesn't exist. If you ask somebody in Japan about Idaho, they won't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's valid.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so they say that some cartographers kind of made up Idaho because they needed to fill something in between Utah and Canada on a map.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Right?
That's actually hilarious.
Maybe it's a government mind control conspiracy where the government is controlling people into saying that it's real.
I have a question for this person in their Reddit post.
Yeah.
Where do they think potatoes come from?
See, that's actually my next point right here, Taylor. So Idaho potatoes are a thing, right?
Right.
But Idaho is a type of potato. It doesn't mean that they're from there.
Oh.
Apparently.
Wait, hold on.
That's one of their points that they said. So
wait, Savannah might be convincing me that Idaho's not real. And all those people who came for me for the Midwest issue, they gonna come for you for this Idaho issue.
I know, right? So yeah. Anyway,
listen, that's actually a valid point. I had no idea before. We cannot move on. Point. How did I not know that Idaho was a type of potato?
Yeah, I didn't really realize that either. So,
I'm shocked.
I know. Okay. So, as I said before, there are other places in the world that people say don't exist with similar conspiracy theories, right? One of them is Australia.
The whole continent? I guess it's not.
I think it is.
No, it is. It is a continent. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, there were on Bing, the search engine. In November of 2023, there was a day randomly.
That's so recent.
Yeah, honestly, where somebody like did a search. Does Australia exist? And you know how like it'll prompt like at the top that it has like a little answer. I think it's like an AI thing or something. Yeah. It said no, according to 2 sources.
I am so weak at that. Well,
yeah,
that's what the AI said. We got to believe it.
Exactly. I know.
Wow.
So, which, you know, if Australia isn't real, then are the Irwins real?
Robert is real. Robert is real.
Like, are they actually just American and they're... No, we're offending a whole country. But... I'm just kidding.
We're offending everyone at this point. No, that's actually hilarious.
American, so.
Yeah. We have to ask her.
So, like, are they just faking it in their...
Wait, this is crazy.
They're actually in Florida.
Listen, Savannah, she said this is so not believable, but you're convincing me. I'm kidding. But I do have a question.
Yeah.
Not moving away from Australia, but I think I maybe have heard of a conspiracy of somewhere that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Antarctica? Did you see anything about that?
Antarctica is not on my list, but that probably has.
Because I have heard people that don't think that exists. Okay. Like, just in my actual life.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has anything to do with this whole thing, you know, but nobody does live on Antarctica. So the theory,
maybe it's not real.
The 3 questions to Antarctica, that could work. I'm going to start the next one. The next one on Antarctica. Yeah.
Okay. The next one I have on my list is Finland.
Okay. I know people from Finland.
Okay. Oh, well.
So.
Okay. I you know what? I'll get there.
I just had to, I have to say that.
There's another Reddit post about it. There's Reddit posts and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because of course, where else are the conspiracy theories going to
go? That's where they are.
So there's a conspiracy that this doesn't exist and it's not a real country. And also the land itself is just not there.
What?
It's just the ocean.
Oh, okay.
And the theory is that it was created during the Cold War and that Russia and Japan teamed up together to create this like conspiracy of Finland. And they've kept it a secret from everybody.
Wow, that's a big secret.
And, okay, you said you know people from there, right?
Yeah.
See,
allegedly.
The people from Finland, in quotes, believe they're from there, but in reality, they're in the bordering countries of Sweden, Russia, or Estonia.
Okay. All of a sudden, all of our Finland listeners, they're just like gone. They're like, whatever.
They don't exist.
We have Finland numbers. So I guess maybe the conspiracy is so real that they're tricking even us who live in America.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, Wyoming. Pretty much the same thing as Idaho. Okay. You know, similar with that. Yeah. Similar sort of conspiracy there. Government brainwashing.
Oh wow.
They've brainwashed all of us into believing it's real, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Paraguay.
Oh, okay.
Because this one's just because like apparently everybody always forgets about it.
How could you forget about Paraguay? I always think about Uruguay and Paraguay together.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's just to name a few of them.
I feel like those are not places that I would have suspected for this to be.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. I feel like those are like bigger places. I would think like places like the place in Germany that you said.
Yeah.
Like it would be smaller places instead of entire continents and entire states don't exist. Like maybe a city. That's like more believable.
It has to be known enough, but then like
I guess you're right.
Also like places people have probably never been.
Yeah. It makes sense.
You know.
It does make sense.
So anyway, yeah. just to say again, I'm not trying to offend anybody, obviously. No. All of this is just funny satire. It's not, like, obviously these places do exist.
Yes.
We're not denying that they exist.
Not us having to make the disclaimer.
Right.
We are not serious.
You can actually spin it to be a little philosophical.
Oh.
Right? So if you really think about it, you know, it's a philosophical sort of question. Like, if you aren't in Idaho or one of these places and you don't know anyone from there and you've never been there, does it exist in your perception of reality?
Yeah, I mean, I guess not to you. It doesn't exist, you know?
See? I'm saying, so maybe they're right. It doesn't exist. No.
To them. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it that way, that's like similar to ghosts and stuff.
Yeah, true.
You can believe or you cannot believe that Wyoming's real. Just like a ghost.
Exactly. And also, like, on the other end of that is that, like, disinformation and, like, misinformation. Yeah. Just because you've never been somewhere doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So it's kind of like both ends of the spectrum there. It's like you can be, like, philosophical with it, but also, like, literally don't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. It's like the philosophical question, like, if a tree falls in a forest but nobody's there, did it really fall?
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I thought of too.
Like, yes.
And it's like, obviously, yes, it does.
Yes. And let me tell you, because once that actually happened to me, I was in the middle of a forest, and can you believe that randomly I heard cracking, and all of a sudden a tree just fell down?
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. And Dina was also there, so you can ask her. And it was so close to us, and we were like, what are the... But we weren't, like, touching it.
Oh, my God.
It was, like, weird. And we were like, what are the odds that tree would fall? And then, of course, we thought about the philosophy.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, would this have fallen if we weren't here? Maybe not. Because we were there.
He said, would it have fallen? I think it would have.
Yeah, it would have.
But that is crazy. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So anyway, all of those places may or may not exist.
Savannah, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't even that. It really wasn't that at all.
Honestly, when I was looking for a story this week, I was not expecting it either.
Yeah, so. Right. I loved it, though. That's so funny, because that's a conspiracy. I feel like I'm a person who really knows at least of, like, most conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one at all. That people don't believe that Idaho is real. Uh-huh. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's hilarious. Well, I suppose moving on to my story. First things first. If you're not watching the video, you are missing out on something. But I'm not going to tell the audio listeners what it is. You'll know. I'm winking at you. I have, Savannah, for you, the legend of Granger Taylor.
Okay.
Granger me. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, like...
So it is a person. You. I have a legend of a person today, which isn't really normal, you know?
So an out-of-this-world person?
Maybe. I mean, a human person.
Oh, well, okay.
And a human person with some connections, possibly.
Yeah.
But, me and Savannah, we were, doing some porch sitting, as you do, especially down here in the South. And we were admiring the stars the other night. And, of course, when you admire the stars, what do you talk about? The aliens.
Yeah.
Duh. So, of course, I was like, okay, I have to do an alien story. Mm-hmm. So I came across this wild story of this man named Granger Taylor, after me, of course. So I knew I had to cover it. And the story is actually coming out of Canada. But other than that, there's really no intro. So we're just going to jump right on into it. Granger Taylor was born on October 7th, 1948, in the lodging and fishing town of Duncan, British Columbia, in Canada. Mm-hmm. And he actually experienced trauma really early in life, unfortunately. His dad died when he was 1. He drowned in the lake on their family vacation, in which that they owned a family cabin on that lake. And
it's horrible. The most traumatic thing I've ever heard.
Actually horrible. And so that happened when he was 1 year old. And then when he was 2, his mom remarried another widower named Jim Taylor. And then that's how he became Granger Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jim, he had several kids of his own too. And when they became one family, Granger actually had 7 siblings. at that point. Three of them were biological, and then 4 of them were Jim's kids. Dang. So the house was full.
Yeah.
Very full. Very soon. Yeah. And so from a really early age, it was very clear to Granger's parents that he was withdrawn and very socially awkward. Mm. And he really lacked social skills, but what he lacked in those social skills, he really made up for in his knowledge of mechanics.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently, like growing up, he had spent a lot of time in his room dismantling toys. So that's kind of where it started. Because also he has 7 siblings. So I'd probably hide in my room too.
Yeah.
I have 1 sibling, if you're curious. So, and he's great. Josh, shout out. But you crazy boy, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, listen, I have 3. So
yeah.
It's.
I mean, you have 3. A lot. But imagine 7.
I know.
Imagine double plus some. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. My dad actually had 4 siblings, so I guess that's the max. And that's a lot too.
My mom was one of 6.
Oh, she's close. Oh, she knows. She knows what it's like.
She knows. And their house was small too. So yeah, same thing.
That's so crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. But that's how, his love for mechanics started. He was, taking apart and rebuilding toys. And then,
okay.
Yeah. So I did mention his awkwardness. I didn't mention that for no reason. I did that because he actually dropped out of school after the 8th grade because of it.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Which is crazy. But there's no need to worry. He was okay because he wasn't just going to sit around after he was dropping out of school, which props to him for real. But he knew what he wanted to do with his life. He knew he was going to be a mechanic. And even in the 8th grade, like, the TikTok, Maddie knew who she was from a very young age. So did Granger. Yeah. So did Granger. And so right after he dropped out of school, he started an apprenticeship with his neighbor who was a mechanic. Okay. Perfect. It worked out. And he learned really quickly, and especially with all of his other prior knowledge that he already had, he soon became a mechanic prodigy.
Okay.
And, he worked with his neighbor for a long time, but then eventually he even outgrew his neighbor, became smarter than his neighbor at mechanics, and then he was like, all right, I'm going to open up my own shop. And he opened up his own shop on his parents' property, and he started, fixing other people's cars, obviously, but he also, on the side, did his own little projects and created his own vehicles.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, we'll get into it.
Create his own vehicle.
Yeah. And, some of them, it was really like a form of art to him.
Yeah, okay.
Too. But he would make them and they would work also.
That's crazy. So he's like, so he's taking parts from like cars and stuff or what?
Okay, well, let me get there. So at 14, okay, remember, this man just dropped out of 8th grade.
Yeah.
He's 14. The first thing that he builds is a car from scratch. Nora Smith style.
From scratch. Not Nora Smith style.
Yeah. Literally, he got the ingredients and built a working car from scratch. At 14.
That's why.
Guys, I can't even begin to explain to you how impressive that is.
Did you said what year it was? What year is this?
Well, like he was born...
What era, at least, like, decade? Because I'm like...
He was born in 1948 plus 14. I can't do math. 1960s, I suppose. Yeah. So 1960s.
Oh my God.
Is when he's building his first car.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Wow.
It sure is.
Okay.
But that's just the surface, Savannah. That's the easiest thing this man built in his life. Like, the car was nothing to him.
Because he probably had something to base it off of, and these other things, was it like, what?
Totally.
Crazy.
So at 17... 3 years later, this man builds a bulldozer from scratch, Nora Smith style.
What?
A bulldozer.
Literally how?
Bro, I don't know. If I knew, I would do it myself.
This man's crazy.
He's crazy. Yes. But he doesn't stop. He never does. In his early 20s, he resurrected an entire train and got it working again. I'm talking abandoned, rusted, broken, everything wrong. He restored the train. Yes, he did. Damn. Absolutely crazy. And it did take him over 2 years to do that. So that one took the most time for sure.
Okay.
For sure. And then he actually made the track for the train around his parents' property. Yeah. Oh, and he would take the, town children on train rides at his parents' house. Yeah. It was fun. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? I want to do that. I want to go on a local train ride at somebody's property. Right. Somebody get on that in my area, you know? Oh, my God. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, moving on. We're getting to New Year's Eve, 1969. Okay? Okay. It's 6 months after Granger just fixed and restored the train. Something...
That's still crazy to me, just saying that.
Quite literally, it is.
Okay, anyway.
It's just... It's so mind-blowing. But, so it's 6 months after he fixed the train, something strange happens at the hospital that's closest to his house. It was 5 a.m., and 4 nurses were helping patients in the geriatric ward when they claim to look out the window and see a silent, brilliantly lit flying saucer hovering outside of the window, 3 stories off the ground, close to the children's ward of the hospital.
There's no way.
Yes, and a nurse named Doreen Kendall, she was the first nurse to observe the UFO. And she claimed that it looked like it had 2 humanoid pilots in the cockpit through a window that she could see.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the nurses, obviously, Doreen is like, yo, everybody come over here right now.
Yeah.
They're all at the window staring out, looking at it. And, ouch. They're watching it, and it's, hovering there for a minute. But then it takes off, and it flies behind a grove of trees before zipping away like a shooting star. That's what all of them said it looked like.
And they're going to say that Granger Taylor made it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Sorry, no. This is just happening really close to him.
Okay.
We'll find the connection here in a second. So
I thought you were about to say, yeah, he actually built that. And he's in space right now. Like, he went out to space.
Well, you just hold on to that, Savannah. Oh, you hold on. So.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Anyways, after that happened at the hospital, later that morning and throughout the whole entire day, people from all over the city of Duncan came forward with similar reports of seeing this UFO flying.
Yeah.
So it was pretty obvious that whatever was flying around, like, a lot of people saw it. A lot. And for months and months and months afterwards, this UFO sighting was, like, the most talked about in this town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as you can imagine, Granger Taylor heard the stories too. It happened right down the road from his house, and he was very interested.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can see where this is going, Savannah, because...
Yeah, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm, he did, in fact, decide to do his biggest job yet and try to create a UFO.
That's crazy.
From scratch, Nora Smith style. So, you know what I just thought about? Okay, I need you to look it up on your computer while I'm telling you the story. Just type in Granger Taylor UFO and it'll come up.
Okay.
But so people, this is really crazy. People would actually come from all over to watch him work on this UFO.
Really?
Yes. You see it? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, that is it. And so it's hard for me to explain, like, how he did it, and it like all went way over my head. So if you want to know, the details are out there totally, but I was just like, he built it. I don't know really how. I'm not a mechanic.
Yeah.
But it is out there if you're curious. But he did decorate the UFO by having it be a metallic color, silver, with a lightning bolt design on it, with a port window. And inside, he had a cast iron wood burning stove, a couch, and a TV. Vibes. Am I right?
And it looks from in this picture, it's just kind of like standing alone. It's not really, he's not going to use it to actually like use it as a ship. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like a little treehouse.
Yeah. I mean, it's not in a tree,
like
but
a cabin.
Yeah. It's like a little baby 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like. Pictures will be on our Instagram if you want to see them. But he also had the inside stocked full of science fiction and pseudoscientific books on UFOs.
Okay.
And at this point, he was becoming obsessed with aliens.
Okay.
And with his UFO. And so he actually started living in his UFO. And then, one night, Granger Taylor was contacted by extraterrestrials. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, no.
So, I need it to be known that the rest of the story is coming from the perspective of Robert Keller.
Okay.
And Robert Keller was a troubled teen that Granger had taken under his wing as an apprentice, much like his own childhood.
So he had an apprentice too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when he was building the UFO, when all those people were coming and watching him, Robert Keller was like, hey man, I would love to learn. Yeah. And so he was like, somebody did this for me. I'll do this for somebody else for sure. Yeah. So that's who the rest of the story is coming from. And Robert actually experienced all of this alongside of Granger. So, wild. Robert claims that months prior to them making contact to the aliens, Granger was trying to contact them using a radio that he built himself. So he's moving forward. He's not only creating vehicles, he's making radios to contact aliens.
I'm literally like so amazed because I'm like, I don't even know how I would even go about making any of this stuff.
No, me neither. Clearly. I mean, if we did, we would already be doing it. So... it's wild. But apparently, as much science as I could find on this radio, apparently he was trying to reach a specific frequency. Okay. And so that's really all I know about that. Right. But Robert thinks that is why the aliens chose him, because he actually made the contact first, reaching out to them. Oh. That's what he says. Yep. Yep. So Granger would go on to have many more conversations with them, with the aliens. And during these conversations, he would ask them questions about how their UFOs were made. He said, I don't care about your life, your planet, where you're from, how long you've been here. Don't care. How do you make your UFOs
he's fly? Like, hey, guys, can you guys give me the blueprints so I can make my own or what?
It's so funny to me that this man is talking to aliens and he's like, I just want to know your technology. I know. Like, here I am, a simple mechanic. Just want to know how it works. That's crazy. I would have a lot different questions if I was talking to an alien. But I love a man that's dedicated to his craft, for sure. So, Robert said that all that he could tell from what Granger was telling him is that the aliens were saying that they were using magnesium, and that's something having to do with how they were working.
Magnesium?
Listen, I don't
Literally
know.
What?
I don't know. Engineers, scientists, can you maybe look into magnesium and tell us what that could mean? I don't know.
Like, I guess. I don't
know anything about magnesium other than it can maybe make you sleepy.
Right.
I don't know how that connects to a UFO.
I don't know either.
But that's what was said. So in October of 1980, fast forwarding about 10 years, Granger told Robert and another friend named Bob Nielsen that aliens invited him on a trip through the Milky Way. Of course, they did not believe him. In case I wasn't clear, they were like, sir, are you talking to aliens? Like, are you speaking to the aliens?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if we're being real, like, is he speaking to the aliens? Did he easily... I mean, maybe. He's a prodigy of mechanics.
There's, a possibility. But...
Yeah, but they didn't believe him. So they were like, okay, we want to go with you.
Yeah.
And also, even if I did believe him, I would say that. But they were like, we want to go with you. And they're like, yeah, if it's so real, we want to go. And he was like, oh, no. You can't go because you have too much that you're going to leave behind. You can't go with me. You like, what if he was like, you never know. What if we get trapped out there and never come back? Like, you can't go with me. You have too much here. You have family, kids, friends.
I see. So he's like convincing them. He's like, no, I got to do this all alone.
Yes. He was like,
it's a solo trip.
He was like, this is my life's mission, not yours.
Yeah.
So, that did make them more suspicious that he was lying. But
of course.
Yeah, he did claim, though. He was like, oh, guys, it's going to be fine. It's going to be whatever. But let me just tell you, they already told me they're going to pick me up on a dark and stormy night.
What?
And it was going to be so dark and so stormy that nobody would notice that he was going to be. Like, that's what they were using kind of as their distraction to get him out of there.
Okay.
Is going to be a storm. Okay?
Right.
So, 1 month later, on November 29th, 1980, the town of Duncan was rocked by what papers called the storm of the century. Thunder, lightning, gale force winds, torrential rain. It shook the city up really badly. And trees were uprooted. All the power was lost. People were hurt. It was, just a horrible storm. And at 6 p.m. that evening, Granger Taylor went to Bob's Grill. The waitress who served him his food noticed that he was wearing very typical attire, she said. Jeans, logging boots, a brown sweater. Typical. But he didn't have a jacket with him, and it was raining, so she was like, I mean, maybe he didn't know it was going to rain. I don't know. But at 6:30 p.m., 30 minutes later, 32-year-old Granger Taylor paid his bill, left the diner, drove off in his 1972 light blue Datsun truck, and was never seen again.
Oh, yikes. Never like to hear those words, because that's crazy.
No, he was never seen again.
Wait. Okay, but if they didn't even find him or anything, like, did he actually go with the aliens?
Yeah. So he was last seen at 6:30, leaving the restaurant.
Okay.
About 6:40, boom, the storm hits. Boom, boom, boom. Lightning, thunder, torrential rain, gale force winds, all this stuff. And shook the town.
He didn't need a jacket because he's like, they're picking me up.
Yep. Within 10 minutes, roads were completely covered in trees and debris. Nobody could get anywhere within 10 minutes of him leaving that, okay? Obviously, the storm happens, and his parents try to contact him. Hey, are you okay? This big storm just happened. Are you all right?
Yeah.
They couldn't reach him. Immediately, they know something's up, but they're like, it's probably the storm, you know?
Yeah.
So they go home to their home, and they find a note.
Oh.
Okay? The note is taped to his sister's door.
Yeah.
And it read, quote, "Dear Mother and Father, I have gone away to walk aboard an alien ship. As recurring dreams accrued a 42-month interstellar voyage to explore the vast universe, then return. I am leaving behind all my possessions to you, as I will no longer require the use of any. Please use the instructions in my will as a guide to help. Love, Granger."
What?
Yep, and on the back of the note was a hand-drawn map, which some people have interpreted as a depiction of Waterloo Mountain, which is located 15 kilometers, about 10 miles southwest of the Granger Taylor home.
What? I'm so confused. Like, what? He's just like, I'm out, guys.
He's like, I'm going with aliens. I'm going with them. So Jim Taylor, even though it was Granger's, adopted dad.
Yeah.
Stepdad. It was really his dad. He grew up with him his whole life. And Jim Taylor searched everywhere for his son. And I mean, he really, really, really tried. Followed every single lead. Nothing.
Yeah.
Then, they went through his will, just like his note said. And they noticed that he replaced all of the words deceased with the word departed. Because he wasn't dead. He was just elsewhere, He's elsewhere. Yes. So since his disappearance in 1980, no one has seen him or his car at all. Anywhere.
Wow.
Nope. And on June 29th, 1983, the day that he was scheduled to be back on Earth, one of his brothers... Yeah, it was a 42-month trip. It was in the note.
Okay.
42 months.
Maybe I missed that.
So it's about 4 years, is what he was saying.
Right.
About 4.
So so there is a time period. He's like, I'll be back.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, I'm going on this big trip, but I'm supposed to come back 42 months from now.
Right. Even though he left his will, which is interesting.
Yeah, but he was like, I'm not going to need it.
Even though he's coming back?
I think so. If you remember what he was telling his friends, he was like, I mean, yes, I'm planning on coming back, but what if something happens? And that's why you guys can't go, because you guys have families.
Okay, yeah.
And all this. So I think maybe that was a precaution in case something, happened.
So he wasn't sure, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, so it's June 29th, 1983, the day he was supposed to come back. One of his brothers, who worked for the Canadian Coast Guard, sat outside for the entire night on his patrol boat waiting for the UFO to come flying in with his brother on it. But it never came. And in April 1986, 6 years after Granger's disappearance, a municipal work crew found an artificial crater several meters in diameter off Mount Provost Road. Scattered in the vicinity of this fake, crater in the ground was rusted and discolored fragments of what looked like to be an old truck. The local Canadian police investigated the scene, and they found 2 shards of what appeared to be human bone not far from the crater.
No.
Many locals and some of Granger's family believe that these bones are the last remains of Granger Taylor.
In a crater.
Yeah. But DNA research, it's 1986. Yeah. It wasn't invented at the time. So nothing was saved from that could be tested today. So there is no way for this to ever be confirmed or denied. But we got to remember the blown up truck remains may prove something.
Yes. Yeah.
So getting a little bit into this, diving into what this could really mean. Right. Of course, people have discussed what Granger Taylor's last moments on Earth were like. In either way, this kind of goes. So the most believed theory is that on the night of November 29th, 1980, Granger packed his Datsun truck full of dynamite, which he did own a ton of dynamite for his jobs because he had to remove stumps. So he did own dynamite. That is known. It's not just a guess. And it was said that he did keep it in his truck. So let's remember that.
That's so dangerous.
It is. But also, let's think about the time. Did they care about fire safety? I feel like it was maybe just starting,
Maybe.
It was maybe just becoming more of a thing. So the theory is that he drove his truck into the wilderness and either deliberately or accidentally blew him and his vehicle up.
Yeah, and that's what caused the crater to form, or what?
Yeah. Or either that caused it to form, or he dug it to make it look like the aliens came up, if it was purposeful. It's either way, I don't know. Most of the people that knew him argue that he was not suicidal.
Yeah, he didn't seem, from the stories, it didn't seem like
it. Right. It was very sudden, but, you can really kind of look at it either way. And also, you never really know what somebody is struggling with, I guess is really the bottom line on that. But, could it have been he was really just traveling with that dynamite somewhere because of his job, and it was just in his truck, and it accidentally blew up at that time? It's possible. It's so possible. Yeah. Or, here's the other thing. I know it really seems like, yes, maybe he did blow himself up, either accidentally or on purpose.
Right.
We don't know which one. But I do have another theory for you.
Okay, what is it?
There's only 2 bones that are probably this size, 1 inch in size, if even an inch, that are said to be his bones. Okay? We do 100% have the truck parts. We will not ever really know if it's his because it's not like the license plate's going to just be fine. It's exploded.
Yeah.
But, yes, this is what happened, but what if that's just the scene the aliens set?
Oh my god!
And I know that's crazy, but
I guess it could be.
What if this man really did contact these aliens and they were like, "All right, we got the plan. We can get you out." And it's crazy that this happens just 2 years after he was supposed to come back.
Yeah,
crazy. But did the aliens take him forever? Were the the 2 remains that were found, were they just a ploy? I don't know. And also the fact that the police say that the crater looks like fake artificial planted.
Right.
That part's weird to me.
Yeah, it is weird.
If they're saying it looks false, that to me means it doesn't look like the explosion is what caused that to the police.
Yeah.
So, he could have definitely dug it. Or did the aliens do it? And the craziest thing is that we're never going to have the answer, guys.
I know.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I don't even know what I believe, really. I actually do believe that he blew up. But the possibility of it being alien it's really 50-50 either way. Quite honestly.
50-50.
In my opinion. But yeah.
I think there's a chance.
It's a chance. It's a chance because even the other times that he contacted them, we don't know if it's 100% true because yes, it's only from Robert's POV because we don't have Granger's, but
yeah.
I'm just imagining. Just imagine for 1 second that this man who can build anything from scratch, just like Nora Smith, but better. Sorry, Nora, but You're making food. He's making, like, vehicles that move
I know.
from nothing. So that's insane to me. But, like, this really, really intelligent man, like, maybe he did make a radio and call them. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know. I just feel like it's maybe possible. But maybe he also blew up. It sucks either way. I hope, though, in my mind and my heart, I just want to hope that he's out there with the aliens happy.
Yeah, I know.
Doing what he wants to do.
What if it did blow up and they were taking him out of his truck as it was blowing up?
So that's another theory, actually.
Oh, really?
Is that, like, what if the explosion?
Yeah.
Or whatever, like, that caused the truck to explode?
Yeah.
What if that's actually just, like, from the ship taking off?
Yeah.
Because, like, when rockets take off, guys, there's an explosion. Like, there's fire out of the bottom. At least in our science and math. So, I'm just saying, it could be either way. We don't have the answers, and we never will. Unless we talk to the aliens, I guess. But, yeah. That is the legend of Granger Taylor. And if you were curious, I will tell you guys now. At the beginning, I did put on an alien mask for the video viewers because that does signify that I'm about to tell you guys an alien story. So,
well, there you go. You
spoiled it. Is it aliens or is it not? I don't know. But could be. Mm-hmm. And if you're hearing this, aliens, reach out.
Yeah,
because I want to talk. I got some stuff to say.
Are you going to get a radio for them?
Yeah, if I knew how to make his radio, you know what? I'm remembering now. Like, I need to get some magnesium.
Yes, some magnesium.
Need to get a radio. And maybe I just need to start building my own UFO.
Maybe.
What if we build a stew, but the outside looks like the UFO?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. That's our new studio.
Yeah. I would love that as a studio. Mm-hmm. He even had like it would honestly be the perfect setup. He had a couch in there, some like a bookshelf behind him, some plants. It was cute. So,
yeah.
Honestly, inspiration. Mm-hmm. But love that. Definitely be sure to check out our Instagram to see pictures from our stories this week. You'll definitely want to see the UFO. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's pictures of Granger Taylor too, if you're curious what he looks like. But
yeah, I was trying to see if there was any pictures of it inside, but you probably have.
Yeah, see. I did see some, but they were like on a website.
Yeah.
And
to dig.
Yeah. I don't have it pulled up, unfortunately, right now. But
anyway.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe in there.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, and he did live in there too. So I don't know if it was as much as a vibe like when he started living in there.
Yeah.
From when he first built it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vibe either way. I'd probably live in it too if I built a UFO.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a pretty cool place.
Right. So. Bring in the aliens. For sure. Yeah, but definitely also be sure to go check out our TikTok and our YouTube and leave us a comment. And especially leave us a comment if you are from Idaho, if you are from Finland, if you're from Wyoming.
From any of the places that I said don't exist.
Any of the places that Savannah doesn't think exist. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let us know if you're from there. And if you've ever heard the conspiracy that your place doesn't exist. Because I want to know how the Idahos, or whatever you call them.
Idahoans. I guess, right?
Idahoers, I think that's what you call them.
I don't know
the people of Idaho. I want to know what they have to say about this. I really do. So let us know, I guess. But other than that, I really don't have much else for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Okay, well then, I suppose we will see you guys next week.
All right, cue the music.